Hello, teachers. This video is another attempt at providing scaffolding for you as you continue in this process of planning, teaching, and reflecting upon a series of lessons. Now, what I'm going to do for you in this video is review carefully the rubric that is included in your assignment 2 and is above your lesson plan template to make sure there is no confusion about the requirements of this work. But I also want you to think of it in this way. It's not just the requirements of this assignment that matter. It's allowing you and your students to enjoy the learning process. I really mean that. If you want to enjoy teaching, and if you want to have your students enjoy learning, then following these elements of the template are critical for that to happen. So, the first key understanding in this process is that your lesson plans are a part of a larger unit. So you are not responsible in this class to design a unit of learning, but you are responsible to know that what you're teaching is within a larger context of a unit. That is critical. Now, if you look at the lesson plan template, the first element on the template is context for instruction and learning for these lessons. So here is where you have to inform the reader, me and anyone else who picks up your work, what the students know already about the content and the process that you are guiding in these lesson plans. So that involves if you and your clinical teacher did any kind of pre-assessment of their knowledge so that you can report what you know about the student's knowledge concerning the content. You will see the bullet points there. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and go through them one by one, but it's important that you report that information. Next, you will see on your template, which I'm looking at here, is funds of knowledge. Now, this is important as to what we talked about in class. We are referring here to Zaretta Hammond's ideas about deep culture. So if you look at that, it says surface culture, shallow culture, and deep culture. I want you to spend the majority of your time here with deep culture. What are your students' beliefs? What are their aspirations? What are their cultural mores that they follow? And so this requires you to begin right now, if you haven't already, talking to your students about what guides their life and their beliefs about the future. The next section of the lesson plan template deals with an area we haven't uncovered in class yet, but an area that is absolutely necessary for you to demonstrate your understanding of students with special needs and how you will provide support for them. So consistently throughout the syllabus, it has asked you to please get familiar with the UDL website. That is the Universal Design for Learning website. You can Google it and you'll end up there. You must go into this website, get to the section dealing with methodologies, and clearly state which methodologies apply to your students. Now, this is even if you don't have students currently in your class that are identified special needs. However, if you do, you must include here their IEP. You don't include the actual IEP, but you include the methodologies recommended by their staffing advisory group. So this is critical, and this is absolutely necessary for you as a teacher moving forward, that you include these ideas in this section. Next is the section on language demands, and I don't feel the need to review that right now. You were given an email with an attachment that demonstrates quite clearly the areas that you need to uncover for language demands, and we can discuss that further in class if you like. Next, however, the differentiation section is important for you to understand. So here we're talking about any of the plans you are including in this lesson to differentiate for students. And for instance, that article included in Canvas, The Myths of Differentiation, is very important for you to read, and it's only 4 pages long, and understand that even when you're doing the same thing for all students, you can be differentiating. So for example, you talk about the group work you've set up to challenge students and to actually follow joint productive activity from the CREED standards, where you are engaged with the students in uncovering the learning. There are many ideas you can put in here. But I want to draw your attention specifically to the requirement of including the CREED standards here. This is required. So what CREED standards are you clearly addressing in this lesson plan, or lesson plans, because you have 2 of them you must do? You must delineate the standard, spell it out, and then clearly explain how this is being included in your actual plan.